Eduardo Trauch. I'm 74. I'm a survivor of the Andes plane crash in 1972. I'm an architect, I'm a painter, and I have 5 children and married for 42 years. I'm from Uruguay. It was the second time we were going to play a rugby match with a team in Santiago of the old Grangionians old boys school. It was not usual to travel at the time. It was not so easy to travel by plane, but many of the passengers, they were nervous, not myself. We're flying south after a stop in Mendoza the night before because of the weather. Flying south to cross the Andes range, the lower part. So we fly near half an hour and we turn right to cross the Cordillera. We need 12 minutes at least to cross the Cordillera, depending on the wind. And 6 minutes later, after the pilots turn right, they turn north of the Andes. We didn't know why. We spent near 6 or 7 minutes flight, and they started descending. And immediately, enormous air pockets start to shake the plane with terrible noises, and the engines change the sound. It was just like shaking and shaking, and the peaks became closer and closer. I was just watching by the right window, and in one moment, make an impact over the high Andes, and the plane broke into parts. Front, the part of the fuselage where I was, continued like a slide over the snow and stopped its movement over a glacier near 4,000 meters high. It was 3:30, 4 p.m. It was very, very cold. It has been a very snowy winter. All the mountains were covered by snow, and we've been very lucky because we survived after the crash because of the snow. Otherwise, we will have been dead at the moment of the crash. I start there the most important experience of my life of 72 days and 72 nights, just living up in the mountains without nothing. We were 4 cousins. I have Fito Strauch, it's a double cousin. Our mothers were sisters and our fathers were brothers. Daniel Fernandez Strauch. Well, Daniel Shaw, he died in the moment of the crash. The first night was a real nightmare, impossible to describe. It was very cold. They suppose we had 33 centigrades below zero at that time in the high Andes. We have no food, we have no water, and many people dying. Other people died. So we spent the night just surrounded by bodies and people who was dying and suffering and screaming. We didn't know where we were. We were absolutely shocked. We survived because we have the hope that they were coming for us. We were all the time waiting for the rescue. The airplane was a modern one with good instruments, so we were sure that they were coming for us in the day after or 2 days after. We started trying to make water with the snow. It was very difficult to melt the snow in the mouth. Immediately our throat was shut because of the cold. So we must melt the snow. All the seats have a part of aluminum on the back. We put the snow there and melt it drop by drop. And we have some chocolates and some crackers and biscuits that we have bought in Mendoza to take to friends in Chile, some wine bottles. And that's it, the only food we had. We must find where to take proteins because we were getting very, very weak. It was difficult to think and to move. So we tried to take protein from the leather of the luggage and from the shoes. And, well, we couldn't. So the only proteins we had at the hand was the proteins of the bodies. It was a terrible idea, but we must do it. We must convince ourselves that it was the only way to survive. We were young. We want to survive. We knew that we were not doing nothing wrong. We offer our bodies to each other. We didn't know who was going to be the food of the proteins of whom. So we started doing that. It was quite difficult because of our culture. It was a taboo for hundreds of years, eating the human bodies. But once I realized it was the only way, it was not so difficult. I have the help of my cousin too, pushing me to do it because I was convinced mentally, but my body rejected the small pieces of flesh when we start eating it. I was one of the first that was immediately very clear that it was the only way to survive, and I convinced myself very fast. Others, because of religious, philosophical problems, it was much difficult for them to accept the idea. We must take decisions very fast because everything was going very fast and life was just in an edge. We must decide it very quick because we were getting very weak and many voices, they were dying because of a lack of food, of proteins. We offered to each other, and that's what they argued that convinced everybody. Okay, that's right, we're not doing nothing wrong. I give you life with my body, or you will give me life with your body, and not just left our bodies in the mountain for the birds to eat. So that's what the argument that convinced everybody. It was on the 29th of October, near 9 p.m. I was trying to sleep, but we were very, very anxious and very stressed because we listened very strange noises. We don't know what was going on, trembling. And in one moment we felt that mass of snow coming into the fuselage and compressed. It was just like inside a piece of ice. Without oxygen, I couldn't breathe. Marcelo, my friend, and the captain of the team was on my left and feet on my right. Just all inside a big piece of ice without oxygen. And I have all the process towards the death. At the beginning, very scary, and then feeling nostalgia of living life. Then I have all the images of my life just crossing very quick into my head. And then I start feeling deep pleasure and feeling of plenitude. And in one moment I realized I was dead, just waiting. What was coming before that? I was sure that I crossed the line between life and death. And in that moment, oxygen coming into my space again because feet could move and break all that compact snow. And I returned back to life. I didn't want to come back to life because I was going to something so beautiful, so deep pleasure. I would like to continue. When I realized I was alive again, immediately I started struggling again to survive and to get out. And we spent 3 days into the fuselage, all covered by snow, with lack of oxygen. We realized we have lack of oxygen because we couldn't light the cigarettes. And the third day, we make a hole and get out. What I miss most, I and all my friends, was not to be with our loved ones. It was really the goal that permit us to suffer so much and struggling so much to survive, because otherwise we maybe will let us die up there. It was much easier to die than struggle to survive. I think the most hard is not knowing if you're going to die 10 minutes later or when, and if we will get out someday or we'll die altogether. It was very hard to live with death surrounding us. But a great hope, because we thought that the other side of the mountain that we saw from the fuselage, we thought that they will climb the mountain that we saw to the left, to the west, and the Chile was on the other side. So it will be hard, but possible to find some help, and they will come for us. So we're really optimistic. We prepare all the logistics for them. There were 3 who left the first 3 days, Quintin, Nando and Roberto. And we made sleeping bags with all the isolated parts of the plane, it's isolated material, and some bags with pants, with the legs of the pants to put all the food over there, the meat, and the rugby shoes with the cushions of the seats, like snowshoes. We tried to talk optimistic things and not pessimistic when they were around us. We left them the best places to sleep on the fuselage the days before. And they left the 12th of December. It was a beautiful day, like today, sunny and not windy. They spent 3 days just to reach the summit, and there we start to become a little bit nervous and anxious, because we thought that the first day they will cross to the other side. The third day they could see to the other side, and just they see mountains and snow and peaks and nothing else. So they decided that Tintin came back to the fuselage and let all the food and the warming clothes to the 2 that continued. We lost our hope because after 10 days they left. We realized that they were killed in the mountain. When we listened in the radio that they made a contact with civilization, the moment that we realized they were safe, as you can imagine, our happiness and our euphoria. sound of that kind of helicopter. So the most beautiful sound I've heard in my life. That sound that we have in our minds of 72 days, we're always just imagine and listen to that sound and expecting that, listen to that sound the days after the crash. I really enjoy that sound, even now, because of so beautiful.
Por favor, adelante tú desde San Fernando. Bueno, mi querido, te voy a decir los nombres de los chicos. ¿Tú me escuchas? Te escucho, adelante, por favor. Reitéramelos 2 veces cada nombre, por favor. 2 veces cada nombre. Antonio Vicentín. Antonio Vicentín. Álvaro Mantino. Álvaro Mantino. Daniel Fernández. Daniel Fernández. Carlitos Miguel Páez, hijo. Carlitos Miguel Páez, hijo. Fernando Parrado. Fernando Parrado. Roberto Caneta. Roberto Caneta. Adolfo Strauss. Adolfo Strauss. Gustavo Servino. Gustavo Servino. Pedrito Algorta. Pedrito Algorta. Alfredo Delgado. Alfredo Delgado. Roberto François. Roberto François. Roy Harley. Roy Harley. José Luis Uciarte. José Luis Uciarte. Ramón Sabella. Ramón Sabella. Javier Metol. Javier Metol. Eduardo Strauss. Eduardo Strauss. Esta sería la lista de los cuales algunos han sido rescatados.
We had disconnect absolutely up there because we organized a new society with different codes and different everything. So when we come back, it was very, very difficult to connect again, and my mind was there. I was much more mature than 2 months before. So many things that I listen, I heard, I see in the society again. I don't understand. I don't feel comfortable. And when at last I had to come down again and start the normal life, but always connected with the mountain. I learned 2 most important things. The power of human mind, much more powerful than we thought. It's a pity you must be in a situation like that to realize that we are much more powerful. And that love is the most important in life. Because of love, we went out. Love for our loved ones and for our families was the strength and the engine that make us move to get out. My life really changed for better, absolutely. Something that I learned so clear. Don't look for happiness through consumism. I'm so convinced that it's the wrong way to be happy, to buy and to consume so many things that we don't need. Just look for happiness in yourself. Have the courage to be in silence with yourself. Give nature the importance nature have. Love the importance that love have. Give love to the people that would receive your love and be receptive of the love of the people that give you love. It's so simple like that. Don't run by the wrong ways, looking for something that won't make you happy. I'm Eduardo Trauch. I'm 74. I'm a survivor of the Andes plane crash in 1972. It's my 18th or 19th time here in the site of the crash. I'm an architect, I'm a painter. I have 5 children, married for 42 years.